My name's Shayon.
My name's Maja.
And today we're going to be talking about mental health throughout the Christmas holidays.
Am I? I don't know what you're
It kind of is across the board that Christmas is stressful in some way or another for everyone. People might not show it, but it is for sure there. There's a lot of kind of weird pressure put on Christmas that it has to be perfect and it has to be like really wonderful and happy all the time, and that's just quite unrealistic.
Being around friends and family can be hard as well.
It can be really difficult if you're not having a good time. You don't want them to have to see that. You don't want to make other people's experience not so good. Your friends might be looking like they're having such a great time that you don't want to even talk to them about it.
Do you feel like social media might portray some Christmases to be the best?
There's a very specific version of their lives that people often put on social media, and so it can be really easy to see that and think that that's the whole picture, and therefore that you're the only person in the world who's not having an amazing day. Just keep in mind that you don't know the whole story.
Do you think that there is anything that can help young people?
If you know that you're going to get asked about school, or you know people are going to want to know kind of what you're doing next, prepare what you might say, and so that you're not left completely on the spot in terms of preparing for more difficult subjects. I know that for me a big worry a lot of the time is I have very visible scars on my arm. You know, my mum and my dad know, but other family members and extended family members might not, and I don't want them to see that and then ask me questions. Just making sure that if people do bring it up, I have those kind of planned responses. Like often I do say, you know, I'll tell you about it later, I don't want to talk about it right now. It's always stressful, but I know that in the end the worst thing that can happen is that I have to have a conversation that is slightly uncomfortable, which is not that bad, in the grand scheme of things. Reaching out to my friends and checking in on how they're doing really helps me to get kind of a bit of perspective, because I then remember that it's not just me in this slightly like uncomfortable situation. There are lots of other people who are struggling in similar ways.
What if the young person feels like they have no one to talk to?
Because it is the Christmas period, a lot of kind of mental health services will be closed or more difficult to access. So that can be a really weird time, because the person that's usually there for you to confide in is suddenly not there. You can always talk to other services, like Childline is going to be running 24/7 over Christmas.
What things do you think can help in the moment?
If you're at home, obviously your bedroom is going to be a go-to safe space. You can always kind of excuse yourself and say maybe you don't feel very well, or you've got a bit of a headache. If you're not at home, asking to go to a quiet room, maybe texting a friend. You know, you don't need to say I'm feeling really awful. You can ask them what they're doing and just sort of distract yourself. Other than that, it's really good to kind of have things on your phone that help you to feel calm. You can always listen to music that you really like.
What sort of things do you think can help us cope?
Spending lots of time with a family member that you feel really sort of safe with can be helpful, especially at the dinner table if there's lots of people that you don't really know very well, as well as setting yourself little goals. At least I, you know, stayed there for half an hour like I said I would. At least I spoke to you know, 3 or 4 family members, like I said I would. At least I ate with everyone for a little bit, even though it might seem silly or it might seem like not such a big achievement. For you in that moment, it is a really big achievement. So make sure that you're gentle with yourself.
What about if your Christmas holiday or Christmas period doesn't go to plan or doesn't go to how you imagine it would?
To just not focus so much on the little things that can be really upsetting for sure, but aren't all that there is. It's very easy to forget that there's kind of so much more around you than just your family.
Thank you, Maja, for coming down and talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
See you next time. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.